Families have a lot going on. Let Ollie help manage the mental load with new cognitive help supplements for everyone 4 and up, like delicious Lolly Focus Pops or Lolly Mellow Pops for kids. And for parents, try 3 new Brainy Chews to help you focus, chill out, or get energized. Find these cognitive health buddies for the whole fam at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This episode is brought to you by Bumble. So, you want to find someone you're compatible with, specifically someone who's ready for a serious connection, totally open to having kids in the future, is a tall, rock-climbing Libra, and loves rom-coms with vegan pizzas on Tuesdays just as much as you do. Bumble knows that you know exactly what's right for you. So whatever it is you're looking for, Bumble's features can help you find it. Date now on Bumble.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2154. Let's Start Judging Everyone Around Us, by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and thanks a lot for starting your week here with us at ORD. I'm Greg Audino, your host and narrator. Really grateful to be here with you once again on the show that's all about building better relationships each and every day in about 10 minutes. And helping us do that this time is James Altucher and his words of wisdom about judgment. Let's see if he can help us release the judgments we put on others and ourselves as we dive into the article now and start optimizing your life. Let's Start Judging Everyone Around Us, by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. A friend of mine ran over someone, then drove away from the crime. He'd been drinking. Later, he was arrested. It was on the news, which is how I found out. I asked him what happened, and he said he would tell me sometime. I asked him what was going to happen to him. I'm going to go to jail, he said. A few months earlier, we were in the same city and got together. He had a drink. We played a game or two of chess. He seemed happy. He had a girlfriend. He was going to ask her to marry him. I didn't ask him after the accident if he still had the same girlfriend or if he was going to get married. His life was on a different track now. Sometimes I'm on my usual train ride and I see those stations that we pass at blinding speed, and I sometimes think, what's at this station? What happens if I get out over here? If I leave the station and walk onto the streets and rent an apartment and work in the hardware store and just never go back to where the train was going or where the train was coming from? If I make new friends and we play dominoes on the sidewalk and listen to music coming out of our open cars? What happens if I just disappear? A new life, an alternate life I can get lost in and start over. My friend and I agreed to meet again. I was going to his city in a few months. But I didn't show up, and he called me a few times, and I didn't answer. I don't know why. I felt bad about it. I got busy and I didn't call him back, and I didn't meet him, and he was getting angrier and angrier on the phone. That was it. About a year or so later, I got a call from him. He apologized for getting angry. I apologized for not meeting him that time. I still don't know why I didn't meet him. Sometimes I'm afraid of dealing with uncomfortable things, and I feel worse and I don't respond, and that makes me feel even worse. And then the situation usually goes away and I forget it. I didn't ask him if he had gone to jail or if he was going. That also seemed off track. He apologized and he thanked me for all I did for him and for standing by him when everyone who had been his friend started trashing him all over social media after his accident. Good people sometimes do bad things. I shouldn't say sometimes, I should say often. I should say I often do bad things, since I can't speak for others. A few weeks ago, I had a great guest on my podcast. He's building rockets to go to the moon to find minerals that can solve all the energy problems on the planet Earth. Someone wrote to me. This someone said, "How could you even talk to him? He did this, and this in 1998. That was many years ago, I said. I lost a lot of money because of him back then, they replied. He's trying to save the entire world right now, I said. Still. And recently, a friend of mine was a little upset at me. I'm not sure why. She wrote a post saying, maybe instead of choosing ourselves, we should be out there helping more people and not being selfish. I did not argue with her. But only someone who is happy and strong can help people who are unhappy and less strong. You only get energy from your own inner well-being. Inner well-being comes when you aren't sick, when you are around people who love you, when you're creative, and when you're grateful. This is choosing yourself. Judging others is the opposite of choosing yourself. It's trying to force a world where they are chosen by you. That won't work. People do things, and I have to surrender to what they did. Everyone around us deals the cards. But only I get to play the cards I was dealt. Nobody can play them for me. I wrote to her a few months later when other people were saying bad things about her. Because that's the way it goes. Everything cycles if you wait. I told her I really admired her last book, and she was doing good things for people. I guess deep down I wanted her to like me. And she did. She wrote back and said, "I really needed to hear that right now. Thanks." There's a huge gap between where we are in life right now and all of the dreams and visions we have for ourselves. That gap makes us human. The job of being human never ends because we are always looking for ways to close that gap. And along the way we get scared. What if we never close that gap? What if I never become the person in my dreams? And then we get angry, because anger is the winter coat that keeps the fear warm in the coldest storm. It's a blizzard. And as we take one step at a time, we can't even see 2 feet in front of us. I didn't ask my friend if the guy he ran over was okay. I didn't ask my other friend if the accusations against her were true. And I didn't ask my other friend about 1998. In 1998, I did some bad things also. I'm glad nobody's emailing me about them. Except the woman I loved then, who didn't love me back. We are most human when we love each other and support each other and don't provide judgments. I'm just trying to survive this life from beginning to end. I only have this life. I can't compare it with an alternative life where all my desires are met. This is it. I can't waste it on craving the dreams that are too far away. That's the fastest way to get burnt out and run out of energy. Which is the fastest way to die because it's difficult to refuel. Only then, when it's too late, will I realize I won't get another chance. Other than the magnificent choices I can make today. You just listened to the post titled, "Let's Start Judging Everyone Around Us" by James Altucher of JamesAltucher.com, and be sure to stick around for my commentary right after this.
On May 10th, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming to IMAX and theaters everywhere. What a wonderful day! This summer, one movie event will reign. It is our time. They stole my village.
I know where they're taking your clan.
Bend for your king. Never. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Only in theaters May 10th. Tickets on sale now. Rated PG-13. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Making everyone happy on vacation isn't easy. But you know what is? Going to Aruba. All you have to do is walk out your door to find pristine pools, relaxing white sand beaches, and an island teeming with outdoor activities that'll put a smile on any face. You won't just feel great, you'll all feel great, filled with a calmer, more peaceful vibe that radiates Aruba's warmth. And the best part is, it never fades. That's the Aruba effect. Plan your family trip at Aruba.com.
And thanks a lot to James for this post, one that I think had quite a few great takeaways. And for me, the biggest one is forgiveness. Forgiveness of oneself and others. The way James describes his behavior towards both of his friends, behavior which he might have initially found to be regrettable, really just shines light on the mistakes that all of us make. And it's funny because we all know this to be true of ourselves and others, but in the heat of the moment, when perhaps we're feeling offended ourselves or offended on behalf of someone else, this truth leaves us temporarily. And we find it easier to sort people by making their mistakes out to be bigger than they are, so we can identify them as threats and make more sense of who they are and how to act towards them. But this turns into creating even harsher judgments, which of course are felt by others, and being that they might experience the same sensation of feeling offended and then sorting accordingly, the separation between us becomes stronger and stronger, entering into a really bad cycle. So I think the work for anyone hearing this today is to think hard about the labels we might have put on ourselves or others based on mere infractions. Did our hurt allow us to create more of a monster than was ever there? And is it possible that we could change our opinions and maybe see these people in a new light based on many of their positive qualities and intentions that we've ignored up to this point? I wish you luck with that self-questioning, everyone, as we wrap up today's episode and leave you to it. Thank you so much for being here and doing the work each and every day. I assure you it is very inspiring to all of us here at OLD to see you show up and put the work in. Enjoy the start to your week, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.